Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Top of the Bottom podcast. I want to start off this episode a little bit differently. It's gonna be a normal episode, but it's gonna be a little different. First, I want to start off by saying the subject we're going to talk about today, Bludspeth, has been a guest on our show. The episode hasn't been released, but it's going to be released soon. It might even the date of the release might even be at the end of this episode. But I want to put it ahead in advance that I do know Bludspeth. We've talked before. I consider him a friend of the show, and I saw what was going on with him between him and JiDion, and how his Twitter had gotten suspended due to, I guess it's called brigading, and mass false reporting from JiDion's fans. And I wanted to see for myself what it was all about, based on the video that both Bludspeth made about JiDion and the debate that they had. And I want to use this time in this episode to talk about it. And I do think this whole thing that's going on with Bludspeth, I think it's unfair. I want to defend him because his channel got a false copyright strike because of JiDion's fans. And I want to be the one that defends him because he was on the show, and I do think he was right to call out JiDion in the way that he did. And to help me do that is my co-host Jay, who's also here, who unfortunately wasn't there when we had Bludspeth on, but he's here now, and he's going to help me react to the debate and the issues that caused this whole thing between JiDion and Bludspeth. So Jay, I know you told me you were looking at some of the videos between JiDion and SkeeterGene. Can you tell me what it is that you saw?
Yeah, so from what I gathered was, so these guys, SkeeterGene and JiDion, whatever, they're basically, what is it? They're pedophile hunters.
Yeah, they're predator hunters.
Predator hunters. So they go out and start doing this, but there was this thing where they decided to collaborate. Why was it?
They collaborated because, for those of you who don't know, there was a YouTuber named EDP445. He was a part of a sting by Alex Rosen, who ran Predator Hunters on YouTube. He did the whole cupcake thing. He was going to meet a minor, but it was actually a decoy, and he was catfished by Alex Rosen. Now, he was doing it again, and this was done in a sting by JiDion and SkeeterGene. And when they ended up meeting EDP, JiDion met him in a cupcake uniform, or a cupcake costume, I should say, to mock EDP's last scheme with Alex Rosen. So ever since then, JiDion turned his life around from being a prankster to being a pedophile hunter with SkeeterGene, who I believe is a lawyer, and often before he does things, he gets law enforcement involved, so that way there's an arrest at the end.
Right. So the issue here is when it comes to SkeeterGene's uncle. He has his uncle. I don't know the uncle's backstory, but according to everything, he's like a bum. He's a terrible person, from what I gathered. You know?
Yeah. So I've seen Technicals video. Shout out to Technicals. I love his content. He's in the Smash community, but now he's also a slop grifter, as he calls himself. And in one of his slop grifting videos, he said that he covered the JiDion story with his Uncle Joe. And he said that his Uncle Joe is a squatter who lives in the house of SkeeterGene's mom, and he refuses to leave.
His grandma.
Is it his grandma?
Yeah, it's his grandma's house, and he just squats there.
Okay, and and according to other stories, I believe even in the Bludspeth video, he mentioned that he calls him an abuser. He says he's abusive. That he's a squatter, he's a bum, and he's violent.
People over who are just random people staying at the house and stuff.
Yeah, and he's violent. He's attacked their cars before by throwing rocks at them. Now, I will say that we haven't heard Joe's side of the story, so I don't know if any of these things are true. I haven't researched JiDion's case against him with SkeeterGene, so I'm going to put that up front because for me, that's not really the concern. Now, Joe is the reason this happened.
Yes, one of the main subjects.
Yeah, to set the scene, JiDion was chasing or following Uncle Joe.
Yeah, so they just want to get him out of the house. That's where it started. They want to get him out of the house. There's random people coming through. So his thing was bring JiDion over to try and annoy him and try to get him to leave and stuff, which they do. They get him to leave. And Uncle Joe, he ends up at a McDonald's. And like you said, here comes JiDion with his following him around. Camera, crew, gear, all that. But what is their end game?
I have no idea because JiDion refuses to say what he wanted to do because he got in legal trouble. So when he went to the McDonald's, they asked him to leave because he didn't have a permit. He just showed up there with a group of people. He was arrested and he bailed himself out. He got 2 of his fans arrested with him because he encouraged them. Once he was kicked out of the McDonald's, he encouraged 2 of them to go back in and film this Joe character. They also got arrested. He bailed himself out. He asked for his fans to tweet #FreeJiDion and make a bigger stink about it. Now, he did a live stream after the whole incident where he debated Bludspeth. He did not like Bludspeth's video on it. I kind of liked that. It was really funny. But he did not appreciate what Bludspeth had to say, and he wanted to debate him in a stream that was about 6 hours. I'm not sure how long the debate went. I went about for 2 hours. And then I had to, go back to working my real job. And from what I saw, it seems like JiDion is doing the best that he can to escape accountability.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, basically, he was having these kids. Most of his fan base is kids, right? Underage kids and stuff. Yeah, so he's having all these kids kind of do the dirty work for him. Send them into the McDonald's. They were trespassed. They were all trespassed. And it's funny. I mean, look at the merch that we're wearing.
This is gonna be our new merch, in honor of JiDion.
In honor, I'm a multi-millionaire. By JiDion in the Big 26.
Yes, because JiDion, when he was being arrested, he decided to tell the police there. I guess in an attempt to make them not arrest him, he says, I'm a multimillionaire. Sizing
them up, right?
Yeah, he goes, I'm a multimillionaire. I can drag this out as long as you want.
How long do you want to waste your DA's time? He was just yelling a bunch of nonsense from the sidewalk.
Exactly. So, in honor of JiDion, and during the debate with Bludspeth, he would ban people who would spam "I'm a multimillionaire," and he turned off the YouTube chat because he did not like, people spamming that. And I've got some clips here, and even Bludspeth mentions it to him. So we're honoring JiDion as well with these shirts.
Look, might be our merch.
Might be our merch,
Might be our next merch. We'll see. I mean, if he wants to do it, he can do it. Here's an idea for you.
Well, maybe we'll make 10 and we'll sell only 10.
Oh, hey, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Look, and we made it by hand too, so
Yeah, handwritten.
Handcrafted.
By Jay.
By me, bros.
Yeah. He's our resident typologist.
Typologist.
Yeah.
That's not even a thing.
He's in a typographer. Your resident typographer. There you go. Our resident typographer. So I guess with the background being set, I'd like us to react to some of my favorite moments of the debate with our friend Mr. Smith, as that AI bot was calling him.
What was it, Mr.
Smith?
Mr. Smith?
Spith.
Mr. Spith.
Yeah, so he has a rival named Nova Online, who I want to talk about as well because he's been trying to dox him by giving him all these wrong names. But he had an AI bot to help him run his business, and Blood would call and troll using all of Nova's words to make fun of the AI, and she would call him Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
And he goes, how'd you know who I am? I never gave you my name. I never told you who I was. So apparently he's going to have her on stream. He says she's real. Now, people are saying she's fake. At the time of recording this, we're still under the impression that she's fake.
Yeah, we don't know.
But she called him Mr. Smith, so every time I guess I'm going to address him as Blood or Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, very formal. Smith. I like that.
Yeah, I got to be polite. I got to be polite to a former guest of ours.
Of course.
Maybe we'll have him back on soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully he'll come back on.
Maybe he can, tell us
his side.
Yeah, his side, and maybe see he can elaborate on some points.
Yeah, exactly. So,
see Mr. Smith, we'll have you soon.
So the first clip I want to show you, maybe I'll just let JiDion tell us what his points are. Yeah,
more lines.
I'll let him set up his argument, and then because I feel like he's been acting in bad faith this entire time throughout the entire debate. So I kind of want to break down rhetorically the points that he's trying to make, and where he's wrong and where he should be taking accountability.
I made my video that morning. Well,
So yeah, you made it right
started.
before. Okay.
Yeah, I made it before. That's right.
No, yeah, that's fair. Now, can I show you? Because you just gave a whole bunch of stuff that you said was me stalking. The judge asked the same question that I asked. How did they charge me with stalking? Can I show you? And would you accept what? I mean, because you're on the side of law enforcement, right? In this situation.
I mean, I'm on the side of objective good.
Okay.
I'd say that.
Would you accept what the detective has to say?
I'll definitely take it into account.
Oh, you're just gonna take it into account?
Yeah, I mean, I can't just, before seeing something, just agree, to having a certain opinion.
Oh, so you wouldn't change your opinion with someone that's actually working the case? You would still hold on to your opinion?
No, I said I would take it into account, but I'm not going to agree on a predetermined opinion before even seeing anything.
Because these are his allegations. I'm not even saying it's true.
Okay, so you could see what he's doing there is kind of slimy. He's trying to trap Blood into agreeing to something that he doesn't know anything about. What I liked about Blood is that he was waiting to see what the detective had actually said.
Right. He wanted to get in. He wanted to get all the information before he actually, came to a conclusion.
Yeah, and JiDion's trying to trap him to something so he can immediately say that Blood is wrong. But Blood wasn't going to take the bait on that, and that's really slimy. It's like one of those cheap debate tactics where you try to get your opponent to agree to something that they never said. Right. And this was done so badly because JiDion didn't even wait for Bludspeth to try to make a rhetorical point that he could combat. He's trying to get him to agree to a rhetorical point he doesn't even know about because he's already planning. I think JiDion already prepared what he wants to talk to Bludspeth about in this video so he can embarrass him for the video that he made.
Mm-hmm. Well, he tend to control the conversation, right?
Yeah, and he would gish gallop a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And in these clips, we'll see some of that. So I thought that little rhetorical move that JiDion made was a little slimy. Here's the second clip.
Yeah. I mean,
so in what way did I commit stalking?
So here he tries to get Bloods to legally define what stalking is.
Well, I mean, following him around town, trying to find him. I mean, the police gave him a ride away from all of you guys, and you still went out and about town to try and look for him.
Okay, well, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So let's say somebody was trying to find you, but they never found you. Did they stalk you?
Well, you did find him. He was inside. You just didn't directly confront him.
Oh,
So you found his location, and you did try and go inside. And when you couldn't, you tried to send other people
but
inside. on your behalf.
Did I interact with him?
You were stopped before you could.
I was stopped before I could, but did I interact with him? That's not the question I asked.
You did earlier.
So it's all based on interaction.
Did I interact
But
with
not-
him at that moment?
At that exact moment, no, but I don't
Okay.
believe that constitutes.
So-
the,
Okay. You see what he's doing here, right?
Yeah. He's really only focusing on a certain part of this.
Yeah, he's trying to be super specific, and two, he's playing a semantic game.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, did I interact with him? Then if I didn't interact with him, I didn't stalk him. Okay, what if I showed up to JiDion's house, but I never interact with him, but I follow him, I follow him home,
Mm-hmm.
I'm there every day, but I never interact with him. Am I stalking JiDion?
Let's see. I even got to look up the exact definition of stalking.
JiDion, according to this logic, I would not be stalking him. I would just happen to be in the area every day where JiDion is, following him where he lives, but not interact
But
with
that's
him.
that's not stalking, right?
According to JiDion,
You
it's
didn't
not.
interact with him.
Nobody would take this dumb position. JiDion is trying to do it because he's trying to avoid accountability. So he's playing a semantic game, and brilliantly, Blood does not bite.
Yeah.
He even tries to deflect by saying, "That's not the question I asked. Your question is nonsensical. Your question is nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one.
Wait, let me ask you this question. Did we, from the video you saw, did we commit the crime of trespassing?
Yes.
Maybe not that exact crime under definition. I mean, I would have to. I'm not a lawyer again, and honestly, I don't think I should be speaking on legal matters, at least in that context.
But we can
I mean,
make YouTube videos about it.
Okay, here he's trying to do a zinger on Bludspeth, right? Like he's setting up this impossible thing for Bludspeth to answer because he's trying to get Blood to legally define a crime that he wasn't technically charged with.
Right.
Now, the problem with that is he's trying to make Blood seem like a hypocrite for making a YouTube video that commentates on a legal matter because Blood said he shouldn't be talking about legal matters. Well, if Blood can talk about legal matters on YouTube, if JiDion can play cop. He's vigilante justice. He's not a real cop.
Nope.
He has no power. There's nothing he can really do. I mean, maybe he's gotten some people arrested with Skeeter Jing, but I don't even know what are the results of those arrests. Do we know if those people actually got convicted? Do we know if they were dismissed? Obviously, you got them arrested, but an arrest is one thing. You got arrested, JiDion, but you won't get convicted because these charges are ridiculous. But what about the people that you've arrested, that were arrested because of you? If they get their charges dismissed, are you going to approach things the same way? Are you going to say they didn't do it because they got their charges dismissed? Come on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double standard thing.
It is, and he's trying to hold Bludspeth to the level of being a lawyer because he has when he wants to talk about something, and he's not holding himself to being a part and knowing the law because he's trying to play cop when he's just a YouTuber or streamer.
Not even me. Them specifically. Did you see anything that they did when they disturbed the peace?
Yeah. So that one clip was him trying to set up Blood again to answer a question wrong because he's going to point out that one of the guys wasn't even a part of the people he gave the camera to. One of the guys was a friend of that person trying to get the car keys so he can drive his car so it doesn't get towed, and the police thought he was trying to interfere with the arrest, and they arrested him too. So his whole point to do that was to make Blood look dumb for not knowing that. Now, earlier in that interaction, he criticizes Blood, saying, he insults Blood and says, I don't think you do a whole lot of research in your videos. And he goes, everything that I'm bringing up to you right now is public, and you could research it, when that part isn't. Blood could not have possibly known that person was a friend of the other person trying to exchange the car because all we know are what the charges are. We don't know what the explanation was until now. JiDion is trying to argue a question in a video that for something that didn't exist at the time.
Right.
So it's ridiculous. Here's another clip.
Trespass someone on their behalf, but I mean, they weren't arrested for trespassing anyway.
Exactly. That's the big thing. They weren't arrested for trespassing. Isn't that crazy?
But they were arrested.
Yeah, for disturbing the peace.
Would they have gotten arrested if you didn't get them to do what they did?
Would they have gotten arrested if the cops knew the law?
I'm going to ask again if they would have gotten arrested if you didn't do what they did.
Have you ever heard about civil rights? You do realize that all of our civil rights got violated, right? You also do realize that a cop can arrest you for anything. You do know that, right?
A cop can arrest you for anything? So if you're sitting down on the ground doing nothing, they can just arrest you?
Yes, and it happens a lot. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and so
yes.
Is that what happened here?
Yes, our constitutional rights were violated. Quite literally, yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You were traveling with a large group of people. You were trespassed earlier for causing a disturbance, a nuisance.
Did I go back on the property?
I didn't say you did.
No, I'm just
I didn't
okay.
say you trespassed.
So I was trespassed and I stayed off the property.
That's right.
Were these three individuals trespassed?
Don't know.
Okay.
Again, there was
Let me answer it for you. They weren't.
In there.
So JiDion is trying to do something here that he's trying to act like he knows the law. So police cannot arrest you for just anything. They arrest you for probable cause.
Yes.
So there has to be a suspicion that you're committing the crime. Now I get why JiDion goes on to tell a story. Just to be fair to him, he tells a story of this guy who closed up a store that he worked at, that a police officer arrested him for trespassing because he was there after hours. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this happens because when I used to work at a Ross and I was standing outside waiting for my Uber, which was the story of this guy, he was sitting on the curb waiting for his lift. The security guard showed up next to me and asked me what I was doing there. I explained to them that I was waiting for my lift as the store said closed and I worked there during closing. It was understood police weren't called. But she told me if that weren't the case that I would get trespassed. So, yeah, the police should not have arrested that guy, but he was assumed to have been trespassing.
Right.
Now, I'm not a caught bootlicker. I don't like police, but that's just the nature of the cause. You can only arrest somebody based on probable cause. So JiDion was arrested for both trespassing, disorderly conduct, and disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
He tries to act like his civil rights were the only ones violated. This is important because you cannot walk into a building without a film permit and film people, because now you're violating those people's right to privacy, which is the Fourth Amendment.
Right.
It's your Fourth Amendment right to expect some form of privacy, and McDonald's is
Private property.
It's private property, and they're expected to enforce that.
Right.
So, JiDion, maybe you believe your civil rights, your constitutional rights were violated, but you violated everybody's constitutional rights when you walked into that McDonald's without a film permit. So, you tell me who you think is more in the wrong in that situation, because those people did not ask to be put on camera.
Yeah. And he was saying that you can't be trespassed if you haven't stepped into the building.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's not how it works. Especially if we're saying you're traveling in a big group of people, it's safe to assume that they're all with you, you know? So if you're trespassed, it's more likely that they're going to be trespassed as well.
Yeah, the police don't know if those people are together. They were obviously talking to JiDion. They were interacting with him. He gave them the equipment. All the police don't know your connections. Those police there at the time only knew that you were a problem and you had people with you.
Yeah.
They don't know who you brought with you. They don't know if those folks that you enlisted to help you commit your crime were a part of your crew the whole time, or if they were just random. They have no idea. So their goal is to de-escalate. Now, they hardly ever do. But in this case, because I do sympathize with these minimum wage workers, that you were annoying. I hate people like you, your IRL streamers, go in, you interrupt everybody's day, and you make the job harder for these poor people.
Right, how far people would go to make content.
Yeah, you ruined their day. So the police did the best that they could in this scenario, and they de-escalated by getting rid of the problem. I would have called the police on you too, because I do not like IRL streamers.
Yeah.
And you tried to make it seem like you did nothing. You went in with a camera without a film permit. That is, he's in another clip that it's probably right here. He's going to ask, is it a crime to walk into a building with a camera? It's a citation. Yes, so it is a crime. It's a misdemeanor, but probably not arrest worthy, but you can't without permission. Let's see.
I understand that's your opinion, but back to what I was saying.
My opinion, okay. So
You
what
were
is your
traveling with
facts
a
then?
large- If you wouldn't mind, I would really like to finish.
Yeah.
my point. You were traveling with a large group of people.
In your opinion.
You were sure, and you were trespassed. So
In
you
your
decided to
opinion.
stand on the sidewalk.
your
No,
opinion.
the cop said you were. Do you want to really do this? I said
I'm
it
just
one
saying, in
time.
your opinion. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're saying it to every point I say when I just said it one time. I mean, I
No,
feel
but
like we can.
this is like genuinely, all of this is in your opinion. Because I just asked earlier if you would take, because I mean, I don't think you should take what the cops say as fact, because they're lying on my case. But that's besides the point. The point that I'm trying to make is you're using what the officer said as fact, when in actuality, it's his opinion and your opinion.
Okay, I understand that. Would you mind if I finish my point? And
You got it.
If it's okay,
Yeah, you got
please
it.
don't interrupt. You were traveling with a large group of people. You were trespassed earlier for causing a nuisance. And when you were, standing on the sidewalk right outside their property, you were encouraging people to go in there and check if the dude you were charged for stalking was in there. And once they confirmed they did, you decided to give them your equipment, very expensive equipment, so they could go in there and, I don't know, confront him, I'm assuming?
You're assuming?
I mean, you didn't say exactly, but you did.
Wait, do you think I was trying to get Joe arrested?
No.
Okay. So why were you harping throughout your video about me trying to get him arrested?
Was I?
I don't believe he says
you
that.
were.
All right. Just a petulant child here, just interrupting Bludspeth because he doesn't want to answer the question. He knows what Bludspeth is doing. Bludspeth is setting up that he had a bunch of people. They were doing something they should not have been doing, and they got arrested for it. And he was just trying to interrupt by saying it was Blood's opinion, but it's not Blood's opinion. It was the police officer's opinion.
He said you're trespassed.
That you're trespassed from that McDonald's called the police. They didn't want him there.
And what did he say? How can you trespass somebody on somebody else's behalf?
Yeah, that because for the us customers that he got involved in this whole thing, he says you can't trespass them on behalf of, I guess, McDonald's.
Yeah, he said McDonald's had to come out and say it themselves.
That's basically his argument. The thing is that you can't say to an officer who believes you're committing a certain crime, officer, that is your opinion that I'm committing that crime. Maybe I am loitering, but that's your opinion. I don't believe I believe I'm just standing here. That's a dumb argument to make, JiDion. You can say that it's the officer's opinion, but it's his job to enforce what he believes is you committing a crime. So you can call it an opinion all you want, but he submits that to the judge, and the judge ultimately decides.
Nothing to do with me, and I know it's a civil matter, but that's the whole point. It is a civil matter. And you made the claims that I was wasting police resources. So let me ask you this. How am I wasting police resources when they're the ones going out of their way to pursue these charges?
Because you were there. You were stalking him. If you had stayed in the house, would you have gotten arrested for all this? Would
So
those two gentlemen have gotten
legally,
arrested?
I don't have the constitutional right to stand outside of McDonald's?
That's not all you did.
Love that.
Yeah, I can't just stand there near the guy that I'm trying to do something to.
If JiDion and his whole crew were just standing outside of a McDonald's doing absolutely nothing,
And then Joe just so happened to be in there,
Joe just so happened to be in there, then no, he would not have gotten arrested. If he didn't go in there with his cameras unprompted, without a permit to be there, already with the stalking charges against Joe, none of this would have ever happened. So Bludspeth makes a great point. If you just stayed in the house, you wouldn't have gotten arrested.
Did I not tell them to come back?
Yeah, after the cop pulled out.
I actually didn't even see the cop. I told them to come back because
I love this. Watch these mental gymnastics that JiDion twists himself to defend himself.
I actually had to get something.
So were you going to send them back out?
No.
Lying.
Who knows what I was going to do? But
Liar.
did I not tell them to come back?
Yes, after the cop pulled out.
Did they ever go inside the establishment?
No, they were arrested before they could.
But
Okay, that was a great clip. You can already tell he's thinking about what to say. He realizes I got a good point. I told him to turn back. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't plan ahead.
Who knows what was going to go on?
He's essentially saying he's doing what he accused Bludspeth. He said, Bludspeth, I feel like you just turn on the camera and you say whatever without doing any research. JiDion is basically admitting to just turning on the camera and just live streaming whatever. No forethought, which is, if that is the case, then it makes sense for this whole thing, how this whole thing happened. We got just a few more clips.
they had to leave. But what crime did they commit? And I told them to turn back because I had a change of mind.
Check this out.
Change of mind.
You just said that you told them to turn back because you had to get something.
Exactly. I had a change of mind. So that's why I told them to turn back.
You had a change of mind, which was that you had to get something.
Let's say you're walking out the house and you have to turn back because you got to get something.
Right.
Is it not possible for you to go back in the house and stay in the house and not go back out?
is it possible? But again, you only told them that once the cop pulled out. And what reason would the cop have for pulling out if he was already sitting there waiting for you earlier?
Hearsay.
That's all I can say. Hearsay. You could see right there
Hearsay.
that he had a point that he was trying to hold on to, but it doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's take for example his mindset. You can have a change of mind and go back and stay in the house.
Right.
Possible, but you can also have a change of mind to go back to get something, have another change of mind once you get that thing, and go right back. How could he's only taking the route that makes him look the best.
Yeah.
Which, if he had just stayed in the house like Bludspeth told him to, this would not have happened.
Yeah, no, this whole drama. He wouldn't even have gotten arrested.
He would have never gotten arrested.
Okay, so that's wrong, but the other two guys?
But no, that's not what I'm saying. They got arrested because you told them to go inside with the expensive camera equipment while you were streaming. They wouldn't have done that if you hadn't told them to.
So is it
they
a
wouldn't
crime
have
to go
gotten
inside of
arrested.
places with a camera?
That's leaving out quite a bit of context in this situation.
So that's the clip that I was mentioned earlier that he said, is it a crime? It's a citation. You need a film permit. And you violated those people's constitutional rights. Like I said earlier, the 4th Amendment. They have a right to privacy and you violated that. So you violated their rights and you believe you got your rights violated because you were violating other people's rights. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. And, I mean, he didn't know what he was doing, but wasn't he getting confirmation that Joe was in there?
He was getting confirmation
Yeah.
that the person he was stalking was inside the building.
Exactly.
And it's just crazy that I want to know. So he got these poor people arrested. I wonder, did he
Right.
pay their bail or did he leave them in there for the 72-hour hold?
That's crazy. Yeah, no, we have to ask him directly what happened.
I'd like to know that because it was your fault, JiDion, that you got them arrested. So the least you could do is bail them out. But maybe 10 grand is too much for the supposed multimillionaire. You only had enough for yourself. He's like, I'm a multimillionaire, but if I drop that 10 grand, I'm just a millionaire.
Oh, no, you can't have that. Only a millionaire.
Only a millionaire. One single million. That's
Yeah.
just one small
It
million.
reminds me of what's his name? That preacher.
Oh,
I forgot his name where he goes,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not just a millionaire, I'm a multi-millionaire. Don't
he
you
didn't like that.
ever say that.
Oh, he didn't like
You
that.
didn't
Or
like that. This guy didn't like that either because on his chat,
yeah, that he didn't
He
like
keeps
being called a
spamming,
multimillionaire.
got a short fuse, man. Look, do like we did and monetize that.
Just
Except we're not getting any money, though.
take it in jest, okay, JiDion? Take it in jest. You don't have
Yeah.
to be so serious about this. Here's another clip.
Situation.
Did
There's
I
a lot
ever
more
tell?
context.
I want to ask you this. Did I ever tell them to record Joe?
You gave them the camera. After they told you Joe was in there, you then gave them the equipment.
Did I ever tell them to
And-
record Joe?
I mean, I'd have to go back, but would
Chad,
that
did I
really
ever-
change it?
You know what's funny? A lot of this stuff that he's trying to get around is clearly displayed in the video. Like clear, you just got to go back to the video and watch it, and a lot of this stuff he's trying to get away from is clearly there.
What he's going for is reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So he's like, I didn't say they had to go.
Say it?
I didn't say that they had to go and record Joe. I was handing them a camera that was recording with a microphone, and I told him to go find Joe, but I didn't say to record him. You know,
Yeah.
he goes,
it's
I didn't.
always the little things.
It's the little things. You know, he said, I didn't tell them to do it. So he should be the lawyer for Charles Manson because he didn't tell them to murder those people either.
Damn.
That would have got him off like that. JiDion, man, just born a century too late, I guess.
Did he tell them that?
He didn't. He did not tell them to record
Yeah.
Joe, and Charles Manson did not tell them to kill those people. So,
Yeah, I
You
think
know-
best advice as a IRL streamer is try to know the local laws at least, you know? Because, I mean, going back to that, the point isn't if you said it or not. The point is, first of all, you can't go in there with the camera. You know, this is where he skips over these little things that actually matter. Just to try and look better.
yeah, in these last two clips, you're gonna see him squirm a little bit. So let's see that.
Yeah,
Who
the
wouldn't be
conviction.
upset?
Well, the real question is, who wouldn't have done that?
Who wouldn't have done that? Yeah. Who would have? Why would a cop break constitutional rights? Don't they make a oath to uphold the Constitution? So who's more in the wrong? Hypothetically, let's say my rights were broken and I still did what I did. Who is more in the wrong? The cop breaking my constitutional rights or me doing what I did?
Okay. This question has the most absurd framing you could possibly have. It is incredibly biased.
Incredibly specific.
He's setting himself up as the only possible victim in the question, because he says, who's in the wrong? The cop violating my civil rights, a crime, or me doing what I did? Well, what did you do? What did you do?
What is it?
You know, I believe Bludspeth asks, your actions in what? Committing a crime? And he's like, no, my alleged actions. So your alleged actions were that you committed a crime. A better framing, a more fair framing, is you can ask the question like this. You could either say, you believe that your constitutional rights were being violated, or who was more in the wrong? You, that you believed that your constitutional rights were being violated, or that the police officer believed that you were committing a crime? Or if you want to take the hypothetical where you are right, or the thing did happen, who's more in the wrong? The police officer violating your constitutional rights, or you committing a crime? Who's more in the wrong? His framing of the question just never puts any blame on himself.
Right.
So he can avoid accountability. So it was super biased, and it's the most ridiculous framing I've ever heard for a question. Here's the last clip.
But that's
So
not
if
the
I
case.
get this case dismissed, what would you say?
Well, you know, you're clearly a multimillionaire, so I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard.
Oh no, that gets him.
It got to him.
him.
It got to him. And I'll say this on behalf of both of us, if you don't mind.
Let's see what you're saying.
JiDion, if you get this case dismissed, I will apologize to you and O.J. Simpson. Because he got his case dismissed too.
We'll see. Multimillionaires, things tend to go over smoother.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
That's right.
I don't know how to make a rhyme out of this, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about JiDion in this sense, because he doesn't seem to understand. He makes another case somewhere in the live stream where he talks about that police do this all the time, and how the charges are wrong. Yes, they changed the charges. He was arrested for trespassing, but the DA officially charged him with disturbing the peace. That is because DAs change charges all the time. Has he not paid attention to the news? They will stack up tons of charges, and then they will remove some. They will upgrade charges. They will downgrade charges, because they're going to do what they think will stick to you specifically. So because they didn't believe they can get you for trespassing, which I guess is in doubt, they can get you for for disturbing the peace. Yeah. Which is probably still going to be dismissed anyway.
You think so?
I think it'll be dismissed. The judge will say it's not even worth it. He was there for a little while. He tried to send somebody else. There's a lot of technicalities that I think JiDion can get away with. Yeah. So he will get, he'll probably get these charges dismissed, and I don't even think it's that big of a deal. But I just think he's using this holier than thou persona. He was super smug, during this live stream, and he didn't have to be. He could defend himself,
right?
But he's obviously been prepared by his lawyer, and he tried to use that to embarrass Blood. I don't think it worked. You called him Gideon earlier. I think he thinks he is Gideon from the Bible with that Yeshua shirt on.
I called him Gideon.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's Gideon with that Yeshua shirt on. But that's my take. I just wanted to break down rhetorically everything that I think JiDion was doing in bad faith, in defense of a friend of the show, just because I felt like he deserved that. But yeah, what do you think, Jay? How do you think that debate went?
I think you did pretty good in clearing up all these things, but it's just, the thing is, it's annoying because this is what you expect from these people. This is exactly what to expect from them. That's how they make content, money, people,
Yeah, he's doing everything he can to avoid accountability, and I don't like that. So I wanted to make fun of him and point out in his own debate points, just how wrong he actually is about everything, because he's acting like he knows the law more than the police officer, and it's obvious that he doesn't.
Well, maybe we'll invite him on and you'll have a whole debate with him.
Maybe I will debate.
Maybe. Yeah, the invitation is open.
If he sees this episode and he sees that I'm breaking him down rhetorically, he might not, just because he's like, because he asked Blood how old he was, and once he figured out how old he was, I think he thought he could like try to railroad him.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ever watches this show and he sees that I'm not as old as Bloodsmith is and I know exactly what I'm talking about, he probably won't want to do it. He'll want to talk to someone less informed.
Probably. Yeah, someone less prepared.
And someone less rhetorically sharp, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Bloodsmith was just reacting to something dumb JiDion did. He took such great offense to this video when all Bloodsmith was talking about was that he endangered the minors that were around. That was Bloodsmith's biggest point, and he was just reacting to that. I don't even think Bloodsmith really even cares about what he's doing with Joe, because he said, "Oh, Joe seems like a bum. You know, Joe seems like a terrible person. I don't care if you're stalking him or not. If he's terrible, then you should." Or maybe he didn't say that. I don't want to put those legal things. He said, "I don't care what you do to Joe."
Yeah.
His point was that JiDion endangered these kids for no reason at all. JiDion's only defense is that my constitutional rights were violated.
Yeah, I should have told him that's your opinion.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I am taking a stand on this, and that is that he was absolutely wrong. And look, like I said, he's like, if the judge makes a determination, you know, what are you going to say? Sometimes judges are wrong. You know? But I don't even think it's worth chasing these charges for anyway.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the point, it was what it was, and he was just kind of went out of his way to do more.
Oh, lastly, I want to mention, he said he tries to use this persona defense where he says, when I was a prankster, you mentioned when I was a prankster that I would get arrested. Did I ever defend myself? And Bludspeth said, no, you just joked about it. And JiDion says, yeah, because I just wanted to take the L and, you know, get it over with. The problem with it is he asked Bludspeth, why is that? And Bludspeth couldn't answer. He just said, I think it was your persona. It's because when you prank people as a prankster, all of your cohort had an expectation of being arrested because you were being a public nuisance. The only reason why you feel differently now is because you aren't. You think you're doing something good because you're doing vigilante justice against this guy who is allegedly abusive towards your friend's family. But it just because that is the case doesn't mean you can commit crimes as well.
Yeah. Just because you're doing some good doesn't mean, you know, you're the best person or the good person.
Please always be responsible, especially around kids. That's all I gotta say. Now, I wanted to bring that up with Blood because I obviously, like I said, his channel got struck down. One of his videos from JiDion's audience, which obviously isn't right. It's unfair. But he's also been dealing with attempted doxings from his arch rival Nova Online. Apparently,
his arch rival. Yeah,
his arch rival, which is I feel like Nova probably thinks that, whereas Blood just kind of finds it as an entertaining.
Yeah, probably.
It's very just super
He's
entertaining.
just messing with him.
Yeah, a lot of chat leaked between him and his friends. They always leak Nova's chats, and he's always just talking about how much he hates Blood.
Really?
And all his other haters and other people like Kiwi Tapes, who's also a lolcow commentator. But just because he doesn't think it's that serious, but I just want to, give my condolences to him for having this guy he has a whole Discord group chat called the Fake Spith Hater Group, and he has sorted all these people who hate Blood, and he's trying to dox him. So the first one was this guy named Gennaro Jackson, who Blood found is, I guess, another predator in the community. I don't know about that. I want to see if he makes a video on it. That would be interesting. And what else? Oh, it was Jaden, who Blood says is also not his real name. I found his real name. I didn't, actually. Google thinks Bludspeth's real name is Louis McClung, who is also another YouTuber commentator in the community. So if you guys know who Louis McClung is, I guess you now know that he's also Bludspeth. So
that's him.
I'm going to send that to Blood and see what he says. I think he'll confirm that he is indeed Louis McClung.
Probably. But he's super low-key about this, so nobody knows anything about him.
Yeah, he's super low-key, and I had a great time when we did our episode. If I could preview that a little bit, we talked about more YouTube plagiarism. I don't want to say by who, but it is somebody who's been a subject of Blood's videos before, and I sent Blood some other evidence that I believe other creators have done plagiarism, people who've made some videos on that same person. And yeah, so when the video comes out, you guys will see it, and you'll get to see Bludspeth. So.
Yeah.
Got anything else to add, Jay?
No, it's just, I mean, these whole situations just get funny, you know.
They're funny.
Annoying. But yeah, no, you gotta hold people accountable for what they do, you know, because I mean they're influencers. They influence the kids, especially his whole fan base. It looks like, I mean, everybody that was with him were minors, you know, and how malleable they are. How he actually got him to try and go into there is crazy. Got him arrested. We don't know if he actually bailed him out, but I don't know. It's a question that we would have to ask him.
And yeah, like you mentioned, he had tried to have those kids go after Joe when Blood raised a good point in his video. He said, "Why would you send kids after somebody you suspect is a dangerous predator?"
Yeah, right. He was mentioned to be violent. Didn't he break like one of the fans' car's windshield with a rock?
Yeah.
As he was leaving. Yeah. So why attract all these kids to him?
And JiDion just tries to evade accountability by saying, "I didn't tell him to do it," and they weren't with me, and we were just there to get some McDonald's. That's his thing. So
Honestly.
that was JiDion and Bludspeth versus the debate of the century, I guess.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, this thing boils over. Bludspeth goes back to making fun of Nova, and
Back to their old little quarrels.
yeah, they go back to their own little quarrels. I just wanted to make this video as a response to that, just because I thought it was interesting, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
I did.
I had a lot
Funny,
of
dude.
fun breaking down this rhetoric. And if you guys want to see me do this more often, maybe it'll be another form of episode. We had our
Yeah.
discussion panels. Maybe if you want to see me break down bad debates, I can certainly do that for you. I'd have a lot of fun doing that. I know we joke a lot here, but that's something I do enjoy, looking at rhetoric. So comment down below if you want to see me do more rhetoric breakdowns. And yeah, that's it. You could follow me at Jeremiah Jordan, TOTB on Instagram.
Follow me at J_TOTB_, and you can follow us at TOTBENT on Instagram as well.
We want to thank our sponsor of the show, Dubby.
Dubby.
If you make a purchase, you want to do it? You want to do this?
No, it's okay. Hey, if you make a purchase on their website, make sure to enter the TOTBENT code for 10% off your purchase.
Also, don't forget to support us on Patreon. $3 a month will get you 2 episodes. I'm sorry, get you an episode. That's false. If you pay $3 a month for the basic tier, you'll get every episode 2 days early plus uncensored, and you get access to some bonus content like some of the concerts we have on,
Yes.
some additional segments that get cut out of the podcast. It's all up there. You could be a little more generous and get the $25 tier, which will help us fund our short film aspirations.
Yeah, we have
and
more content
maybe
coming.
soon, if I get it approved, I'll post a preview of the script for the short film that we're working on right now.
Oh,
So, you
a
know,
little tease.
a little tease. I'll put it in the basic tier, you know, because the main tier will be for access of the film only. So, hey, if you guys want to really support us, we thank you for tuning in
We
every day
appreciate
and subscribing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with your friends and family. And
We'll catch you guys on another episode.
yeah, you know, JiDion was being kind of chumpy, but what do we say here?
Don't be a chump,
Don't be
bro.
a chump. Bye, everybody.
Peace.